The 37-year-old Facebook founder plans to work remotely for up to half of 2022. The Wall Street Journal reported last week, and his $320 million real estate portfolio is more than able to accommodate his work-from-home lifestyle. The billionaire owns about 1,400 acres and 10 houses in Palo Alto, San Francisco, Lake Tahoe, and Hawaii. He has a history of not getting along with his neighbors, from construction noise complaints in San Francisco to petition against colonization due to his growing Hawaii real estate portfolio. So strap on as we explore Mark Zuckerberg's millions of dollars worth of property. Palo Alto Properties $50 million. Probably the most modest of the properties on this list. Welcome back to another exciting video from Booming Business. Before we continue, please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. Let's get started. Well, modest by billionaire standards, at least Mark Zuckerberg. His main residence is his home in Palo Alto, located in one of the most prestigious areas the city has to offer, is called Crescent Park. He doesn't just have one home there, though. Over time, he purchased 4 other properties in Palo Alto, all adjacent to each other, really planting his roots in the city. Or maybe he did that when he founded Facebook headquarters in Menlo Park Placing. Mark's home is just a hop, skip, and a 10 minutes drive away from work. How convenient. Zuckerberg purchased his first property, Aka, his current home, back in 2011 for $7 million. Well, the home has an expanse of 50,600 square feet. It comes with 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, ample amounts of space for Mark, his wife, Priscilla Chan, and his 2 daughters. There won't be any banging on the toilet door by 7 a.m. That's for sure. He spent more than $43 million to acquire 4 homes surrounding his Palo Alto residence and planned to tear them down, turning the entire area into a massive compound. A move that didn't sit well with city officials. His plan was ultimately rejected by Lake Tahoe Estates when Zuckerberg was worth a measly $63 billion. He somehow managed to scrape together the funds necessary to purchase not one, still 2 adjacent properties in Lake Tahoe. The first of the 2 properties he purchased in Lake Tahoe is called the Carousel Estate, which he purchased for $25 million. The Carousel Estate comes with a state-of-the-art pier designed to hold 750-foot yachts. So, next time you Airbnb a lakefront destination and it doesn't come with a 50-foot yacht, or at the very least gives you the option to park one. I think we both know exactly how many stars you're leaving. The home is 14 bedrooms and 11.5 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms, and 1 bathroom, which is part of the separate detached caretaker's quarters, and it comes with a 2-car garage. If you think that's impressive. The Carousel Estate is the smaller of the 2. The other property is known as the Brushwood Estate, which is bigger not just in size, but in cost as well. It was put on the market with a whopping $45 million asking price. So, what drew Mark Zuckerberg to this estate? Is it the 6.2 acres of lakefront property? Is it the fact that it's right next door to the Carousel Estate? Or is it just because Brushwood sounds like the setup to the dirty job? Let's find out. In 2017, the Brushwood Estate found this up on the market with a massive asking price and a dream. This was no ordinary estate. Its story dating all the way back to the 1920s. Well, about 400 feet of private waterfront to start the 6.2-acre lakefront. The estate comes with 3 buildings. The main building that comprises 60,954 square feet of living space, and the 2 guest homes with 2,500 and 1,530 square feet of living space each. Which really gives a whole new meaning to the phrase "My casa es su casa." The main building alone has 6 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms, and 2 powder rooms. There won't be any couch surfing when guests come over. That's for sure. San Francisco townhouse, $11.6 million. Back in 2013, Mark Zuckerberg decided to expand his burgeoning real estate portfolio and headed off to San Francisco to buy himself a townhouse located between the Noah Valley in the Mission District and neighborhoods, which is not exactly the fanciest of neighborhoods, having been described as gritty and not exactly the kind of place you'd find a person of his status. The property is clearly one March hard, as he gladly shelled out $10 million for it and was happy to put down a further $1.6 million for the renovation of the place. So, what's the love about this property? The house dates all the way back to 1928, making him get another one of his properties from almost 100 years ago. But strangely enough, not the oldest bit of real estate he owns. That one's coming next. The house is 5,500 square feet and is set on a 9,800 square foot lot with 70 square feet of sidewalk frontage. aka one hell of a townhouse. And if all that wasn't good enough, Zuckerberg was shorted and elevated to billionaire standard with the injection of $1.6 million in 17 months of renovation. Saw to that some of the changes to the property included the addition of a new media room, a first-floor office, a mudroom, a wine room, a wet bar, a remodel of the kitchen, and a bathroom that cost $65,000 in a greenhouse that cost $60,000. All that plus a remodel to the second and the third floor that cost about $800,000. Oh, and I forgot to mention he also added a basement garage, and it comes with a turntable bed that spins around to let cars get in and out. Because why build a bigger garage when you can simply flex on anyone parking their cars? Hawaii Properties $160 million back in 2014 when Zuckerberg hadn't even practiced Antlion air level. He had a big wallet and some big plans. He decided to make a big splash and figured out where better to do it than the Pacific Ocean. So he put down a lot of cash for some land on a Hawaiian island called Kauai. This insane purchase was for 750 acres of land on an isolated stretch of a Hawaiian beach. 3 years later, he purchased another 89 acres of land for over $45 million. But Mark was done with the island. Yet he paid $49.8 million for an 89.2% stake in Phila Beach, which has 393 acres of isolated oceanfront. Zuckerberg then purchased the Kohoina Plantation, a sugar plantation adjacent to the beach, which reportedly cost $66 million, a pretty reasonable price. After all, the plantation is 375 acres and includes 2,500 feet of white sand beach, and it comes with a whole host of crops, including turmeric pie and ginger, as well as animals like goats and turtles. Yet, I'm starting to see why people fought wars over these plantations. But even that wasn't a big enough splash for Zuckerberg. In 2017, he spent a further $45 million on more land in Hawaii, 2 parcels of land to be exact, bringing his total to a whopping $160 million. But surprise, surprise, purchasing massive swaths of land abroad came with a bit of controversy and criticism. Zuckerberg plans to build a 6,100 square foot 2-bedroom house with a 16-bay garage complex and a ranch administration building. When he began building the large 6-foot-tall walls that would surround his property, the locals weren't very into the idea of the beautiful scenery being obstructed. Believe it or not, after putting down about $250 million purchasing properties all around the United States. That's all for today. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.